Hello, I'm Dora Jean, founder and CEO of Starloom. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the loud and clear report that Spotify has released for 2025, because we're aiming to give a little bit of insight into the future of music monetization. So this podcast is really executive insights for the music industry. I'm a visual thinker and longtime collaborator in the music and creative industries. I've spent years working across catalogue development, visual design, and creative strategy, often behind the scenes, I'm glad to say, helping others make sense of fast moving change, which is especially relevant for the music industry. This podcast is here to explore the facts, the patterns, the data, and the shifts shaping our industry, not to sell, but to share. So, if you work in music in any capacity, managing, releasing, advising, this space is designed to support you. So, hello, everybody, and welcome to Futureproof. This podcast for music executives is executives who want to stay one step ahead in the industry because it never stands still. So, we're diving into this 2025 loud and clear report. What does it actually mean, and what's it saying in a nutshell? Well, we're exploring exactly what that is, the latest numbers, what they reveal, and how importantly, what it all means for catalogue owners, publishers, managers, and labels. We'll break it down into what you need to know, how to use the data in real decisions, and how visuals and strategy can turn streaming insights into meaningful engagement. So let's get started. So, what is Spotify's loud and clear report? I suppose is a great thing to get started with. Well, it was launched in 2021 to help demystify how streaming royalties actually work. And now in 2025, it's become a real annual update that we all look out for, especially for those of us managing artists, back catalogues, or even global releases. The report lays out for us who's earning what on Spotify, how income breaks down across tiers, and the shifts towards independent success. Now, this is something that has been spoken about quite a lot, especially in the last quarter of 2024. The increasing global nature of music consumption is also discussed. This is Spotify's effort to make and give us a much needed transparency into the conversions around streaming. And we appreciate it. So, the big picture for 2024, let's get into the numbers. Well, in 2024 alone, Spotify paid out over $10 billion in royalties. This brings the total payout since their launch nearly $60 billion. And here's how it's broken down. So 1,250 or in excess of 1,250 artists earned over $1 million each. And in excess of 11,600 artists earned over $100,000. 66 in excess of 66,000 artists made at least $10,000. Now, this is important because 50% of all royalties went to independent artists and labels. This is a major shift. That's over $5 billion going to creators outside of major labels or outside of the major label system. This proves that independent artists and teams with the right strategy are no longer underdogs, they're major players. Now, this can be seen either way, whether it's great or not, but it's still information. So, the global music economy, a standout insight really has to be that over half of artists earning at least $1,000 did so by reaching audiences outside their home country. Music is truly global by default, but Spotify also noted the top earners released music in over 50 languages. Here's a little insight. It isn't just about diversity, it's about access, reach, opportunity, inclusion. And as music executives, this means that every release should be packaged with global reach in mind, backed by data to show where fans really are, and designed to cross cultural lines with strong visuals, storytelling, appreciation, and respect. Now, here's some case studies and real world wins. Let's bring it to life with a few examples. We might exclude names in this one, then add them at the end. So, case one, a back catalogue revival of a track from the 1980s was re-released by a UK label with updated lyric visuals, storytelling push tied to fashion trends, and it went viral on TikTok. Streams jumped over 400% in 3 weeks. Case two, independent artists go global. A Nigerian artist distributed through an indie platform and earned most of their 2024 royalties from Brazil and Germany. And this was by using data-led insights. They designed visuals tailored to those audiences. Case three, merch that matches, I suppose is the best way to title this one. It was an emotion. A Canadian artist released merch with a fan favorite lyric identified from repeat play data, and it sold out in 48 hours. So they identified where the trend was and they made merch. So this is how strategy, data, and creative output can work together. Insights, because data drives good decisions. So the visual gap in streaming strategy, Spotify talks numbers, but not visuals. Yet visuals are a critical part in fan engagement. Music is often discovered visually first, and we know this. So whether it's TikTok, a reel, a post, or even a playlist cover. Now, as you know, there's many cases we can specialize in visual-based artwork and content, trend-driven visual outputs, augmented reality fan experiences, interactive visuals that drive super fans. You choose, you can create. And it starts with this question: what visual story helps track and connect emotionally? And where should it go? Well, some common questions from music executives were running as follows. Let's run through some of those frequently asked questions that we get asked a lot. Is it worth investing in visuals for older songs? Yes. Catalogue music is no longer has an expiry date. In fact, it never had an expiry date, and visuals make it feel fresh and relevant. Here's another question. How do I know which track to push? Well, use data, skip rates, save data, and emotional track analysis. See what's happening. Are visuals just for TikTok? No, visuals enhance playlist performance, merch, YouTube, even or experiences at live shows. Here's another question. What if I have a tight budget? You don't need to go cinematic. You need a smart idea that hits the right emotional tone, even on a small budget. Now, what are the blind spots that we've noticed for executives? Well, there are 4 things that music execs often overlook. Releasing music without data-backed visual plan. To shoot in the dark is a common issue. Ignoring high-performing tracks that never had a proper rollout. Missing international growth areas already showing engagement, and using generic visuals that don't speak to fan emotion. These are fixable, and they're easily fixed. So let's look ahead 2025 and beyond, and let's wrap up looking forward. Here we have 3 trends to keep on your radar. So get your pen and paper ready if you haven't already. AI is great for fan personalization. From lyric-inspired merch to visuals that adapt to fan behavior, AI is making this scalable. Gamification, of course we love this. We're actually in the middle of it. Mini games, lyric puzzles, fan quests, they're not just for fun. They've built engagement and community, AR experiences, gamification, actual video games themselves. So immersive content. So expect to see a lot more AR filters, interactive video, and experimental rollouts, even for catalog music. Now, as you know, we are building tools that have a little bit of fun in them. So if you'd like to find out a little bit more, do keep in touch and keep watching our videos and listening to our podcasts. Final thoughts on the Spotify's 2025 Loud and Clear report. It gives us a clear picture. Streaming is growing, independent artists are thriving, and global audiences are listening. So the execs who win next will be the ones who combine these insights and action. And with the right data, direction, and visuals, your catalog can connect in new ways. So this is what we do. We're here to give you information, to give you visuals, so that you can be future-proof. If this gave you new ideas or helped you reframe your strategy, share it with your team. You can follow Starloom for more insights and message me directly. Until next time, keep building, keep experimenting, and keep shaping the future of music together. See you soon.